Okay. I love it here. You can watch. Hey everyone, and welcome to Barnes & Noble Union Square. How are you doing tonight? My name's Charles. I'm the events manager here, and I'd like to welcome you to our home. Thank you for coming. I'm going to go ahead and bring on our author for the evening. He has an acting career that spans 6 decades, and he is known around the world for his founding role in the acclaimed series Star Trek. He played the helmsman of the Starship Enterprise, Sulu, but I'm sure you all knew that already. But his story goes where few stories have gone before. From a childhood spent with his family wrongfully imprisoned in Japanese-American internment camps during World War II to becoming one of the country's leading figures in the fight for social justice, LGBTQ rights, and marriage equality, Takei remains a powerful voice on issues ranging from politics to pop culture. He now co-stars in the 10-part AMC mini-series, The Terror Infamy, and his graphic memoir, which you're here for tonight, They Called Us Enemy, with co-writers Justin Eisinger and Stephen Scott and artist Harmony Becker, was released by Top Shelf Productions in July of this year, and it is now a New York Times bestseller. Thank you so much for being here.
Very much for that wonderful welcome. Thank you, Charles, for... Oh, there you go. Thank you very much for that rousing, oh my, welcome. And thank you, Charles, for that introduction that I've heard many, many times. And thank you for inviting me to talk to you and write for you in this historic building. One of the oldest buildings here, built in the late 1800s, and the #1 Barnes & Noble in the United States. I am honored. Thank you very much. And tonight, I am going to be signing for this latest tome of mine. They called us Enemy. It's a chapter of American history that still to this day people don't know much about. But I wanted to, I wrote an autobiography that was published in 1994. Oh, thank you very much. A book lover, a reader, and someone very well versed on that chapter of American history of the internment of Japanese Americans during the Second World War. I wanted to write it as a graphic memoir because there are still people today, people I consider well informed, that when I share my childhood imprisonment with them, they are shocked and astounded that something like that injustice happened here in the United States to American citizens. And so the thought I had was, we need to reach the young Americans of tomorrow, the people who will be the opinion makers, the leaders, and the voters of tomorrow. I grew up on comic books, and I remember the information that teenagers absorbed into their bodies, and they grow up with that knowledge. With that knowledge, with Americans that know our checkered history and are repelled by the repetition of it that we have going on right now on the southern borders of this country. They will not allow that sort of thing to be perpetrated in our name as Americans. We are a better people than that, and we will vote for better presidents than the orangutan we have.
All right!
So this is a book of hope for the future of America, for the young people that will be reading it and absorbing this information into their bodies and becoming the leaders of tomorrow. So thank you for supporting this book, and thank you for being here in such overwhelming numbers. I remember coming here for the first time many decades ago and being impressed by this Barnes & Noble. And here you are because of me as a 5-year-old kid. Aren't I irresistibly adorable? I'll get started right now, and I appreciate the patience of those of you that are in the back. You'll be waiting for a while. Thank you very much.